I falsely accused my Nigerian blesser that I was dating of rape. We used the CCTV camera with my other boyfriend, and the guy is dead. He's now haunting me. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following confession that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a message that we received translated by our admin, and it reads like this. I am a 43-year-old South African woman today, and I am originally from Soweto, but right now I do live a life that we can say it is a very comfortable life here in Midrand. I stay in a very beautiful big house, and I inherited multiple successful businesses that brings in a lot of money. I have a lot of workers, but I never worked hard for all of these companies that I do have. For someone who really does not know me, when they see me, they think that I am just a successful black businesswoman who made it on her own during her university years. You should never listen to these people that will come to you and then they will be like, in university, I used to sell sweets. That is how I managed to get by. It is a lie. I am here to tell you the truth about people like me, that you need to know that it's not each and every person that you need to look up to. You will end up leaving your job thinking that starting a business, it is a good thing. You will lose a lot of money in business. You will look at people that are living in luxury, that have nice cars, nice places to live at, and you think that this is what business will bring to you. Some they suffered, some they did not have, they had nice where they were not sleeping so well, like what my boyfriend used to do. Nobody will tell you the truth about how they managed to get to the place where they are. Never share your source of income, your real source of income with people. My story goes on like this. It started 20 years ago when I was still a young girl in university. I was doing my second year at university. Life was really difficult, and I had a lot of financial pressure, and I had other pressures as well to make it in life, even if I was lazy to read. But knowing the place where I was coming from, I was supposed to graduate with flying colors, and I knew that getting a job, it was going to be very difficult. I wanted a soft life. Ever since I was still a teenager, I always wanted to be treated nice by men that I'll be dating. My family back in Soweto, they could not afford the kind of a lifestyle that I wanted. One afternoon, me and my close friend, we were sitting together. My close friend sat with me down and gave me some advice that changed my life forever. She was like to me, "Show me, let us stop wasting time with these broke local guys. Let us date rich foreigners for cash." That was the day that we officially started our blesser hustle. It did not take long before I met my Nigerian blesser. He was a brilliant, hard-working man who had came to South Africa. He came to South Africa on a temporary visitor's visa many years before that. By the time that I met him, his visa had long expired. He was completely undocumented. He was an illegal immigrant, always running away from police and home affairs. But there was something about him that other people just cannot dream about. He was always thinking about other ways to make money legally. So he had a massive business brain, and he had a lot of cash that he had managed to save up when he came to South Africa. The time that he was still a visitor, transferring some of the money from his country in Nigeria, bringing it into South Africa. The problem was that it was cash and he had no legal paperwork or a South African ID. He would not even open a bank account. He was doing some things via other Nigerians that were helping him to access his money that was still left in his country in Nigeria. In his country, he had faced a divorce By the way, this guy, he was not just a fly-by-night, he was a university professor in his country, and he managed to come to South Africa, and he was running away from his wife. He said a lot of stuff that had happened in his country. He could not do anything, register a business, or to buy a property on his own name. He needed someone, a South African woman, a partner that he could trust so that he can do whatever that he wanted. When he was with me, he said that he wanted us to start a life together, and he was in love with me and I was in love with his money. He made me the sole director of his company. I was not even interested, but overnight my life transformed completely. He fixed my finances, paid off some of the debts that I had, and he started to teach me about financial well-being. He built my financial profile, and when I woke up one day, I woke up with a kind of a white people's level credit score. Suddenly, I could walk into any bank. I was being called by my bank. They had other offers for me. Dealership wanted to borrow me whatever amount of money I wanted. I went from a struggling student into a director, and we moved into mid-range together. And the plan was simple. We were going to get married traditionally, and then we would go to the Home Affairs, and then we will notify of our marriage. And as I finished varsity, so he could get his legal South African ID or a permanent residency through dating me and marrying me. As we were preparing for the marriage process, so we were going to the Home Affairs. So, you know, it is very strict with foreign marriages. They look at each and every marriage if you are dating a foreigner. We needed someone from the inside who was going to guide us. So, through a connection, we were given this other man who was working at the Home Affairs. So, this man, he was going to teach us and how to exactly apply, and he was going to be the officer who was going to handle our case at the Home Affairs. His job was to tell us what documents to prepare, how to pass and prepare for the interview, to prove to the South African government that we were a genuine couple. But things took a dirty turn. One thing led to another. This immigration officer, he started eating on me, and instead of staying loyal to my boyfriend, I started sleeping with that guy from Home Affairs behind my partner's back. He was so handsome, Joe. One afternoon, whilst we were together, this Home Affairs officer, he looked at me and he was like, Lavantu, these foreigners, they just marry our South African sisters for IDs. They don't love you really. They're just using you. Talk about using someone. He was also using me. He was getting money from my boyfriend, and I was also taking care of him. He was a married guy. I don't know why I was sleeping with him. So he was like, let us continue dating secretly, and I'm not going to help him with his papers. For real, I will intentionally slow down his application process, and you don't need him anyway. Because I had alerted him that this guy, he had made me a director of the company. I was afraid that one day I was going to get arrested. He looked at the entire documentation of the company, even checked with SARS. Everything was perfect. He was like, do you know how much you are worth? You are worth millions, girl. Because you are the sole legal director of the company, you can do whatever that you want. I was like, oh my God. So this guy, he has given me this company. Because of this Home Affairs guy, he started to put a seed of greed inside of my heart, and I realized that now everything belonged to me. I was ungovernable. He could not even control me. My Nigerian boyfriend, he was born an entrepreneur. His company, his country was the one that was stopping him from achieving his dream of having this big company. Now that he was in an open society like South Africa, he was thriving, but he was thriving behind my back. He was the one that did everything. He would teach me the presentation, operation, and I was just signing, just my signature. The business, I could not even understand it. We had a panel beating shop, auto mechanics shop. We were also buying big cars and we're selling them off to other Nigerians and other rich people. On top of that, he was also doing online digital marketing for big companies, and we were also sourcing agricultural produce from farms to supply major big supermarkets like your Pick and Pay. I will never forget one day when he took me to a high-level meeting with this other Pick and Pay manager. We were supposed to secure a multi-million rand supplier contract. Because I was the legal director, I was supposed to be there to speak, but I did not know what the hell I was saying about logistic, agricultural, supply chain, blah, blah, blah. I was completely lost and speaking nonsense. My boyfriend had to quickly step in, pretending to be my assistant, and he did the presentation, and we got the deal. He was the one that was doing everything, and people did not even know that he did not have documentation because we were driving in these beautiful cars. We were never stopped even by the roadblocks. When we went out shopping, we would go to these high-end malls where only rich people go to. That was where we used to go and shop, and usually I'll be the one that would go there and shop for him. He did not know that his wife-to-be and her home affairs lover were planning something that was really bad. As the business was growing and more money was coming to me, I developed this uncontrollable spending habit. I was hurt by that home affairs guys. He slept with each and every relative of mine, and that man, he broke my heart. I became toxic. I became reckless. I even did drugs. When I was doing drugs, that is when I met my other Nigerian boyfriend. Because of this toxicity that I had, I would walk into a dealership, buy a car. I was doing this on drugs. Please do not blame me. I would buy a car today. 6 months down the line, I would get bored. Then I would return back to that dealer. Even at a major financial loss, I would get a different model or a different color. My boyfriend started noticing that this was what I was doing. He was looking at the financials and he was heartbroken. We started to fight. He wanted to reinvest the profits, but I wanted to live my life in the moment, just enjoying the money. During our fights, I started distancing myself and I started sleeping with that other Nigerian man who was my local drug dealer in Midrand. I started sleeping with my drug dealer who supplied me with drugs. This guy was a smooth talker, but he was just chopping my money and spending the wealth my boyfriend was giving to me. I was blinded by his romance and by his sex style, and when the drug dealer realized how much money I had, how my boyfriend was the one that was working and he did not have any papers at all, he wanted to get into the company. But I nearly lost that company because he wanted me to make him a director behind my boyfriend's back. He convinced me that we needed to get rid of my partner permanently so that he can assist me. He will do the same thing that his Nigerian brother was doing. He helped me to create a plan which was inspired by the devil. So he said that I was supposed to frame my boyfriend of a crime that he never committed. I had a cousin sister of mine who was really a prostitute. She came and she started to stay with us in Midrand. So she knew about everything and she was okay because I was going to give her a lot of money. We went and we bought that Nigerian boyfriend was the one who brought guys that installed a secret CCTV camera and carefully installed it in the passage leading to the bedrooms, but it was opposite my bedroom. You could see the person as that person is heading towards the bedroom, and from the bedroom we placed it in a place and they left a blind spot that would allow someone to sneak in and out of the house unnoticed if they knew where the cameras were. One day we threw a small party at the house and we heavily spiked my boyfriend's drinks and he was completely blacked out and he was unconscious in the main bedroom. Once he was completely out, the plan went into motion. The drug dealer my boyfriend, we shared the almost the same height and the body structure as my unconscious boyfriend. He then put on my boyfriend's silk bedroom robe that he had been wearing by the time that I took him from the living room. In the middle of the night, he walked down the passage, making sure that his back was facing the camera, and he entered into my cousin's bedroom. On the CCTV footage, it looked like 100% it was my boyfriend who had entered into my cousin's bedroom to assault her. In the morning, before the police arrived, we dragged my unconscious boyfriend, dressed him back into that robe that my other Nigerian boyfriend was wearing, and my cousin literally got on top of his body and started to have sex with him to ensure that she had something inside of a private part like semen. The police came and she was crying. That Nigerian guy, they dragged him. He did not even know what had happened. My sister was lying that she had been raped by my boyfriend. That is how he went to prison for a crime that he never committed. With this plan, me and my Nigerian boyfriend, the drug dealer, we started to stay together already because of his illegal status and that CCTV evidence and the DNA evidence. I took over everything. I cut communication, blocked his family from Nigeria, and I continued dating my drug dealer boyfriend. My brother, love will make you do stupid things. Even the neighbors, they started to complain. There was a month when we partied for nearly 30 days. From 1 until the 30th, we were partying every night. The neighbors were even complaining of the loud music. I could not see that my money was getting finished. A year into our relationship, the drug dealer got drunk one night and he bragged that he had once killed a prostitute in Joburg in Hillbrom, and they buried the body. This was a prostitute whom he used to give drugs so that she can sell to other prostitutes. So when he told me about this, later on he slept with my best friend. I was really hurt and I wanted to hurt him back. I recorded him in secret and I gave to this other guy, a police officer whom I paid. He was arrested. That is how I managed to get rid of my Nigerian drug dealer boyfriend. The first one, my innocent first boyfriend, he died of severe high blood pressure and he had a heart attack in prison. I don't know what caused that, but I never visited him. I just received a call since he had written me as the next of kin and he died in prison. So after so many years, Brother Nashi, I managed to get into tender business. I cut off on other businesses that I could not understand. I'm still into supply chain management. I have money and I live a very comfortable life. But the only punishment that I am facing, I can't have a child. My womb, it feels completely dead. Even if I try to sleep with a guy, no matter what I do, what kind of medication I use to fall pregnant, I can't. I am looking for anyone that can assist me. I just want to have a child, please, before I reach 46, 47, when I know that it will be difficult for me to fall pregnant. I'm still 43. I believe that if I can still make it by 45, I just want a child. Even one child is enough. And the men that are in my life, I've noticed a pattern. No guy loves me for real. They use me for my money, they cheat on me, and they leave me. Even if I date a poor broke guy, once I start to give him money, the way that he will cheat on me, it's like there is something else that will be telling that guy not to appreciate the fact that he is dating a rich woman. So I need someone that can assist me. If you know of any sangoma that is around Midrand, please, I am willing to pay anything. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to us by our dear sister, and one of our admin helped us with this translation. Strange things indeed. They do happen in this world. Let us talk about this in the comment section. I'll be back with another episode. Yo.